Hey, how's it going, everybody? I am back filming videos. So I've taken a long hiatus from doing any kind of YouTube videos or whatever since really July. I went to Ohio and did the whole 2-week adventure up to Pennsylvania and hanging out with those people, and then into West Virginia, and just took my time editing that stuff and posting it on my channel. And since then, I haven't filmed a single video, and that, like I said, that was back in July. I've done a family vacation and whatever, but I just wanted to take a break from it. I was kind of burnt out on it. You know, the filming process is one thing, trying to figure out what you want to do for videos is another thing. Then the whole editing and just it's just a lot of work, and it's really easy to get discouraged, but you know, you just got to kind of take a break from it, realize why you're doing this, and that it's all for fun, and it's all for helping the community out. If you're sharing products or sharing ideas, and ultimately, yeah, it's just for fun. So enough of all that stuff. I'm back. It was really refreshing, and I actually have a good amount of videos in store, stuff that I'm really excited about. It gave me a chance to think of some new ideas, kind of think outside the box, and just figure out what I want to do. I'm really excited about this, and let's get to today's video. What I got for you today, I'm really excited about. For one, it's a company and a friend that I'm really close to, I'm really good friends with, and it's also kind of a new thing on the market that I haven't really come across yet. As far as this design goes, it's nothing crazy out of the ordinary, and it's going to be life-changing, but it's just something that I didn't realize I would enjoy until I got it. What I have is a new knife by Wright Knives. This is the Wright Gen 6. As you can see, this is Larry Roberts' stamp. He was on Alone on History Channel, and it's really cool because Larry's a very dear friend of mine, and I actually had heard about this knife through him before it was released, so I kind of was expecting it, but it's just really cool because I was able to, I'm able to talk to him and get to know his idea as to why he was wanting something like this. So I'm going to zoom out and go over this with you and let you know a little bit of what Larry's told me. All right, so here is the whole rig that I have on my hip, and there's a couple of things that are custom that don't come standard with it, and I'll go over that right now. First off, Wright has a new dangler system where, and I just took the dangler that came with the sheath. I just unscrewed it and took the actual leather dangler off. But you can now get what they call a Swedish dangler, and it's just a really nice curved carabiner and 2 button snaps. So I've really been enjoying using that. I can take off the knife without taking my belt off, or I can just unsnap it and take everything off completely. It really helps since I'm left-handed and my sheaths are left-handed. Beforehand I had to pull my knife all the way off just to get a fixed loop off. And then the 2 other things that don't come standard with this are the ferro rod and the lanyard and lanyard bead. So the ferro rod is just one of theirs too, and I modified it a little bit, made it my own by adding a little lanyard, and then this is a cool little pendant that Nick at Wright made when we were there earlier this year during my Ohio trip, and he stamped all of them. So everybody that came into the shop tour with Larry got one of those little pendants. So I just got a ferro rod with the same material to kind of match it. And then my lanyard, I like having split lanyards like this to where this can't get snagged on anything when you're walking through the woods. And then if you want a lanyard, you can slide the bead down, and you now have fixed lanyard. So I do like lanyards. I know a lot of people don't, but I personally do. So the sheath is just their standard sheath. I did wet form it and coat it with birch oil that I made last year and still have just a little bit left. So the whole thing's coated in birch oil. Now let's get to the knife. So this knife is an idea of Larry's that he came up with after he got back from a loan. And kind of the story behind it is when he was out there on the island, he said that he'd be in his shelter and he'd be splitting kindling with his regular Genesis that he took. Just his regular plain green handle Genesis. And he noticed that like it'd be a lot easier if he had something just a little bit longer but still with the same capabilities of the Genesis, like with the Scandi blade, the same thickness, it being able to clean the fish that he was cleaning, do the feather sticks, carve spoons, and all that. But he just wanted something a little bit longer. So originally he tried the Gen 3, which is bigger than this. It's thicker. The blade itself is thicker, and the thickness of the steel. And he wasn't happy with it. So he actually hit up LT, and from what he's told me, he went through a lot of testing and whatever with this, because the worry was it's still an 1/8 inch thick, but adding those extra inches to the end, the Gen 6, it's a 6-inch blade, was that 1/8 inch gonna hold up? And the outcome that Larry got was absolutely. We all know that LT Wright has a really, really good heat treat, and it just worked. He sent me a picture of him after he had batoned it through a piece of wood with a nasty grain or knot or something, and man, that steel was flexing and everything, and he got done and it wasn't bent or whatever, it snapped right back. So the overall dimensions is, I believe it's the same exact Genesis handle that we've all grown to love, simple broomstick handle, but the blade is 6 inches. It's 1/8 thick A2 steel, which is Larry's favorite steel. It's their Scandi grind, and then it's almost a matte finish black micarta, and then with white liners. So it's a really simple knife, but the beauty of it is you get a little bit more capabilities, and it doesn't add any weight. It's still really nimble. It doesn't make it tip heavy. It doesn't make it awkward to hold. It feels like a Genesis, but you get that extra length to help you process materials and wood and all that. I also happen to bring out with me just a regular Genesis. This is Larry Roberts Edition Genesis. It's just their black micarta. It's a little bit more of a polish. It's still not fully polished, but it's not as matte finish as this one, with white liners, his mouse stamp, Tot House logo, and you can see the difference between the two. The handles are almost identical. In fact, they are identical, but the blades are longer. So this is what Larry was talking about, was he brought this knife with him on a loan, but he wanted those extra inches on the blade to be able to process kindling better in his shelter. My idea today is a little bit different. So we all know that most all bushcraft knives can do this kind of stuff. No, instead of all that boring, same old bushcraft stuff you see with every knife, I just wanted to show you can cut an avocado in two and carve a little stick for me to eat it with. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to get outside and enjoy the woods. Avocados are so good.